Forgiveness is an invaluable skill in self-mastery. To forgive does not mean we condone or forget others' transgressions against us. Rather, forgiveness is the conscious choice to release feelings of resentment and bitterness that no longer serve us. The ego often believes that holding on to these feelings will protect us. Yet, paradoxically, they act like poison, seeping into our subconscious and reappearing in our thoughts and behaviors, often disguised as unrelated circumstances or reactions. When such beliefs become unconscious, they shape our perception of reality, leaving us triggered and caught in cycles of suffering. Only by becoming aware of our shadow can we begin to recognize and transcend these patterns. Addressing resentment early is essential. If we establish a natural reflex to forgive others in the moment, we prevent these feelings from embedding in our subconscious. How do we do this? By developing empathy, compassion, a sense of unity, and a deep understanding of how our perceptions shape reality. Empathy invites us to step out of our own perspective, imagining what it may feel like to live as the person we're working to forgive. This requires that we let go of assumptions and instead consider how we might feel in their situation. Even if we would respond differently, we remember that each of us operates from our own level of awareness. When we step into one another's shoes, we're reminded that we each navigate life with the unique tools and understanding we have in this moment. When we practice empathy, we often find that the next natural step is compassion. How we respond to others' actions with kindness, understanding, and patience. Compassion allows us to choose not to retaliate, even when others may act in ways that trigger us. By understanding their struggles, we can refrain from reacting negatively or further perpetuating their suffering. We recognize that, like us, they are also on their own journey of growth, and in that awareness, we might choose to respond with curiosity rather than defensiveness. In some cases, this might look like asking them what is causing their behavior, seeking to understand them more deeply. However, not everyone will be in a place to receive compassion in the heat of the moment. If they are not yet self-aware or open to this deeper exchange, we must still honor our own process of forgiveness and compassion, regardless of their readiness to accept it. In doing so, we free ourselves from the need for external validation and release the grip that resentment can have on us. Fostering a deep sense of unity is a powerful tool in cultivating forgiveness. When we recognize that we are all part of a greater whole, an interconnected web of existence, we begin to understand that every action, every experience, is part of a grand orchestration in the evolution of the collective. This perspective invites us to see beyond individual ego and recognize that all actions are, in essence, God's actions. In the grand play of life, everything is unfolding for the sake of exploration and discovery, especially within the duality we experience as human beings. The universe, guided by an all-knowing, omnipresent force, is not a random series of events, but a carefully constructed journey. Every moment, every action, is contained within the divine book of life, where everything that has, is, and will ever happen is known and accounted for. We are participants in this vast story, but not the authors. We are here for the ride, playing our roles on the timeline. This realization brings us to the concept of non-doership. If everything is God's will, then all actions, whether they seem right or wrong from our limited perspective, are ultimately expressions of God's will. This is not to absolve us of responsibility in the conventional sense, but to shift our understanding of the deeper spiritual truth. God cannot condemn what it plays out through our lives. The divine is living its life through us, and as we come to realize this, we also begin to see that there is no need for condemnation or guilt. The ultimate forgiveness is exemplified in the story of Christ's crucifixion, where we are shown the depth of this truth. Even in the face of immense suffering and injustice, there is no final judgment because all actions are part of the divine flow. Christ's willingness to forgive, even in the face of betrayal and violence, speaks to the profound understanding that the actions of others, no matter how painful, are part of a larger cosmic process, unfolding as it must for the sake of our collective growth and evolution. In the same way, we are invited to forgive others, not because their actions are excusable, but because we understand that, at the deepest level, we are all playing out roles in the divine play. This sense of unity and the awareness of non-doership allow us to transcend personal judgment and resentment. By releasing ourselves from the burden of believing that we are the sole authors of our actions and experiences, we can shift our focus to compassion and understanding. When we truly grasp that this life is not ours to control, but a shared experience in the divine flow, it becomes easier to forgive with greater ease and grace. Thank you so much for taking the steps to develop your empathy and compassion. The world needs your light. For more support on your journey to self-mastery, make sure to subscribe for more videos like this. If you're ready for deeper, personalized spiritual guidance, I invite you to book a one-on-one session with me by clicking the link in the description below. Have a blessed day.